Joining us now from Austin, Texas, former presidential candidate and former governor of Texas, Republican Rick Perry. And this morning, he is announcing his endorsement for president of a fellow Texan. Sir, why don't you take it away? Who are you endorsing?
Mika, it's good to be with you. Thank you. Senator Cruz and I have spent some quality time together over the course of the last 60 days, and I really didn't know Ted Cruz. I mean, he was the Solicitor General. I was the governor. I had a caricature of him. Here's what the media said. Here was the media narrative. Here was the political lens that I saw him through. And what I found after I spent some time with him, and both in direct conversation and then on the phone over the course of the last month, is this is a different person by a substantial margin. This is probably the best listener that I've ever been around in the political world. Truly listens. He's not just being quiet, he's processing.
I don't think people on Capitol Hill think he listens that much. In fact, I don't think he's very popular on Capitol Hill, and I'm just wondering if it's lonely on that island you're on.
Yeah, and courage is something he's not lacking in, and courage is doing what's right even when it's not popular. Mika, I'll remind you, back my first term as governor, my first session as governor, I vetoed 82 bills, which was a record, and people said, oh my God, you've ruined your political life, it's all over with, you can't get along with the House and the Senate. But what it was doing, it was setting a marker so that people understood this is what I believe in, and if we'll work together and not go outside the bounds of this, then I can work with you. And I think the senator was doing the same thing. From time to time, you got to hit the mule up beside the head with a 2-by-4 to get its attention, and I think that's what the senator did.
Nicole.
It's not a morning with the governor from Texas without a mule reference. I remember your speech with
or a donkey reference.
Exactly, with admiration for its courage and the risk you took. You took on Donald Trump in the fall. You called him a cancer on conservatism, and I wonder if today's endorsement of Senator Cruz is more a rejection and a continued protest against Trump, or are you really enthusiastic about Cruz?
I'm really enthusiastic about this man. Ted Cruz will be ready to be commander-in-chief on day one. As a former Air Force pilot, as a person who has a real passion for the veterans and the active duty military, we talked about that a lot. We talked about his understanding that America's interests have to be protected, that our allies have to be stood up for around the world, but that we're not in the nation building business. We're not going to be going out getting involved in places in the world, and Ted understands that better than as well as anyone in the race, let me put it that way. And he understands, and he knows what he doesn't know. And I can't tell you what a virtue that is for an individual that's going to be the commander-in-chief. Our government is incredibly complex. He will have people around him who truly understand all of these different aspects of government, empower them and allow them to go and drive and devolve that power back out of Washington, D.C. He understands the 10th Amendment. He's not interested in consolidating more power in Washington, D.C. Push it back out to the states. Let this country get back to being this powerful, competitive place where the states compete against each other, and people will figure out where they want to go live. And this one-size-fits-all government, we can get away from it.
Governor Rick Perry, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning.